Welcome to Chapter 3, Key Takeaways and Best Practices. In this final chapter, we will summarize the key takeaways from the Digital Personal Data Protection Act, 2023, DPDP Act, and provide actionable best practices for data fiduciaries. We will also discuss long-term strategies that businesses can adopt to ensure continued compliance with data privacy regulations and safeguard personal data in an evolving digital landscape. By understanding the fundamental principles of the Act and following these best practices, businesses can ensure they respect the rights of individuals and manage personal data responsibly. Key takeaways from the DPDP Act. Rights of data principles. The DPDP Act empowers individuals, or data principals, with a range of rights over their personal data. These rights include right to access, rectify, erase, and port their data, the right to object to or withdraw consent at any time. Additionally, individuals have the right to be informed about how their data is being processed, including the purposes and methods. This ensures transparency and accountability in data processing activities, which is essential in building trust between businesses and their customers. Data fiduciary obligations. Data fiduciaries, those organizations that determine the purposes and means of data processing, have significant obligations under the DPDP Act. These obligations include adhering to principles such as data minimization, purpose limitation, and providing security safeguards. Obtaining informed consent from individuals before processing their data. Engaging data processors under valid contracts. Ensuring that breaches are notified to both authorities and individuals promptly. These obligations are essential for ensuring that personal data is processed responsibly and that individual rights are respected. Consent management. The DPDP Act places a strong emphasis on obtaining free, informed, specific, and unambiguous consent from individuals before processing their personal data. Organizations must ensure that individuals are aware of their rights and provide clear mechanisms for managing, withdrawing, or reviewing their consent. This is a central aspect of data protection under the DPDP Act and must be implemented with clarity and transparency. Cross-border data transfers and data protection. The DPDP Act imposes regulatory restrictions on cross-border data transfers, ensuring that personal data is only transferred to countries that have adequate data protection laws in place. This protects the privacy of individuals and ensures that their data is processed according to the same standards of data protection, regardless of where it is processed. Data Protection Impact Assessment, DPIA. A Data Protection Impact Assessment, DPIA, is an important tool for identifying and mitigating risks to data privacy before processing personal data. The DPDP Act emphasizes the importance of conducting DPIAs, particularly when dealing with sensitive data or introducing new technologies in data processing activities. Enforcement and penalties. Failure to comply with the provisions of the DPDP Act can result in penalties, including monetary fines. These fines can vary depending on factors such as the severity of the breach, the type of personal data involved, the actions taken by the business to mitigate the breach. Recent amendments have introduced stricter enforcement measures and larger penalties, especially regarding breach notifications and data protection audits. Best practices for data fiduciaries. To ensure compliance with the DPDP Act and safeguard personal data, data fiduciaries should adopt the following best practices. Implement comprehensive data privacy policies. It is crucial to establish clear and comprehensive data protection policies that cover all aspects of personal data handling, from collection, storage, and processing to sharing and disposal. Additionally, staff members, especially those handling personal data, should receive regular training on data protection regulations and organizational policies. Obtain and manage informed consent data. Fiduciaries should design a clear consent management system to enable data principals to provide free, specific, informed, and unambiguous consent for the processing of their data. It is important to ensure that consent forms are easy to understand and that data principals can withdraw their consent easily, as required by the DPDP Act. Perform regular data protection audits. Regular data protection audits should be conducted to assess compliance with the DPDP Act and other applicable laws. These audits should review data handling practices, security protocols, and consent management systems. In addition, Businesses should implement data protection impact assessments, DPIAs, for any new projects or processing activities that might pose high risks to personal data. Ensure robust data security measures. Implementing technical and organizational security measures is crucial to safeguard personal data from unauthorized access, disclosure, alteration, and destruction. Sensitive data should be encrypted both during transmission and at rest, and regular security testing and updates should be conducted. Establish a data breach response plan. A data breach response plan should be developed and maintained, which includes immediate actions, notifications to affected individuals and regulators, and steps to mitigate the breach's impact. Ensure timely notification to both the Data Protection Board and affected data principals in the event of a breach, as outlined by the DPDP Act. Appoint Data Protection Officers, DPOs. For organizations processing significant amounts of personal or sensitive data, it is important to appoint a Data Protection Officer, DPO. The DPO will be responsible for overseeing compliance efforts and guiding the organization on data protection matters. The DPO should be empowered to act independently and report directly to the highest levels of management. Maintain transparent data processing practices. Businesses must provide clear and transparent information to data principals about how their data is being processed, why it is being processed, and how long it will be retained. Regular updates should be given to data principals if there are any changes in the data processing practices or policies. Long-term strategies for maintaining data privacy compliance. Continuous monitoring and improvement. Compliance is not a one-time effort. Organizations must establish a continuous monitoring system to track compliance, assess new risks, and address evolving regulatory requirements. Businesses should leverage automated monitoring and AI-driven analytics to ensure that data privacy practices remain effective and efficient as new technologies and regulations emerge. Engage with regulatory changes and legal updates. It's essential to stay updated on global data protection laws and regulatory changes. Businesses should be proactive in participating in industry forums, webinars, and consultations to remain informed about emerging best practices and regulatory developments. Strengthen cross-border data transfer compliance. For organizations operating internationally, ensuring compliance with cross-border data transfer rules outlined in the DPDP Act and global privacy laws such as the GDPR is crucial. Appropriate mechanisms, such as standard contractual clauses or data transfer agreements, must be in place for data sharing with third parties outside India. Long-term strategies for maintaining data privacy compliance. Continuous monitoring and improvement. Compliance is not a one-time effort. Organizations must establish a continuous monitoring system to track compliance, assess new risks, and address evolving regulatory requirements. Businesses should leverage automated monitoring and AI-driven analytics to ensure that data privacy practices remain effective and efficient as new technologies and regulations emerge. Engage with regulatory changes and legal updates. It's essential to stay updated on global data protection laws and regulatory changes. Businesses should be proactive in participating in industry forums, webinars, and consultations to remain informed about emerging best practices and regulatory developments. Strengthen cross-border data transfer compliance. For organizations operating internationally, ensuring compliance with cross-border data transfer rules outlined in the DPDP Act and global privacy laws such as the GDPR is crucial. Appropriate mechanisms such as standard contractual clauses or data transfer agreements must be in place for data sharing with third parties outside India. Build a data privacy culture. A data privacy culture must be embedded into the organizational framework. Leaders should promote a privacy-first approach, encouraging employees to understand the importance of data protection and actively participate in maintaining privacy standards. Principles such as privacy by design and privacy by default should be integral to the development of new processes, products, and services. Leverage technology to enhance compliance. Use privacy management software and data governance tools to streamline compliance processes and reduce manual work. Incorporating AI and machine learning tools can help detect potential data protection risks, automate breach detection, and improve incident response times. Conclusion. Ensuring compliance with the DPDP Act 2023 requires a proactive approach to data governance. By adopting best practices and implementing long-term strategies for privacy management, data fiduciaries can not only meet regulatory requirements, but also build trust with data principles. Safeguarding personal data is not just about avoiding penalties, but also about demonstrating a commitment to privacy and fostering a culture of responsibility. This culture will evolve alongside emerging technologies and regulatory frameworks, ensuring that personal data continues to be protected as the digital landscape progresses. Thank you for joining this session. In the next module, we will learn about the Module 7, Cross-Border Data Transfers and Localization. Don't forget to subscribe to our channel for more valuable legal insights and updates. youtube.com/prolegalminds. If you have any legal questions or need assistance, visit us at prolegalminds.com to connect with our expert team. We're here to help you navigate the complexities of the law with confidence. Stay informed, stay empowered. See you in the next session.